success with that because I adapted on the fly. And let me tell you a story of something that happened. Like that, one of the things that changed my mind, especially when it came to like homosexuality and stuff like that. But there was I'm not going to name names of the people that are involved, of course. So you had a tech there, and there was a guy there. She was born a female, but she was going to transition to a guy. She was transsexual, and she came in and did her intake process and all of that stuff, right? So she came in with a guitar, and when I first saw her coming in with the intake, I'm like, okay, that's the thing. The way I think about people is like, oh, that's the thing I'm going to use to talk to her, right? Because I love music anyways, you know what I mean? So and if she has talent, I want to encourage, because that's one thing I love to do. So a couple of days later, so I was cool with her. We started binge watching shows, and I let her sit in with the guys because nobody was trying to like hit on her. Now we were just chilling, watch a Game of Thrones or something. We always would start series and just because we're with them for 7 days in a row, so we could finish the whole series because they're doing nothing, So we would sit there, we were watching TV, and then the next shift came, and I didn't. I'm talking to you like you're my boss, but I didn't tell the next shift, Raphael. So that was my fault in the matter. But so I didn't tell the next shift. But the way the person acted, they didn't have to act like that. That happened all the time. Yeah. But they were like, well, who did your search? You got to sit with the girls. Who did your search? Just being unreasonable about the rules. Like, yeah, you can bend that rule. Nobody's trying to hit on this person. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, anyways, this girl, when I picked her up, like we listened to music together. She talked about her music. That's right, in the car. Sorry.
You gotta use discernment in those moments.
Exactly. So, but she knew I was a Christian. We didn't talk about Christ or anything. Like, we was just talking, So then, when it happened, she came to me because she had trusted me, and she was like, "Yo, this is what this cat said," and I got heated. You know what I mean? So I went to Fredo, and I didn't have to say much. You know what I mean? Because he, his heart. You know what I mean? As far as the people go. You know what I mean? Like Fredo, he's 100.
He had a big heart.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes too big, right? Yeah, me too. I'm not saying that about you, Fred. I'm saying that about anybody who has a big heart. But so he heard it, and he just talked to the person very calmly, like, "Hey, it shouldn't be like that." They didn't take it, of course. Some people thought they was like the king of their own castle, but but they didn't take it, of course. But just that action alone, then I got my phone out and looked. She herself was on iTunes. We started talking, and she goes, "Man, I think I want to come to Jesus."
Wow.
And this is the thing that I wanted, that I learned at that moment. Because remember, I'm telling you a story of where I learned where everything I learned was wrong. Mm-hmm. Not everything, but a lot of the way to live in the world. So what did I learn? I didn't have an answer. Not that I said the same, the Christian things and whatnot, and she listened too, and I was like, yo, and I wasn't shying away from Romans or nothing like that, and I said, listen, like all you have to do is pray right now. I said, and this is the thing that killed me, bro. I said, but I don't know how you're gonna be a Christian because there's nobody that's gonna help you.
Wow.
Except me. That was the only person I could trust at that time because I just learned that thing then, and with my compassion for that person, because I thought about everybody that I knew, and I'm like, if that person, if she did really accept Christ and she wants to be a Christian, nobody's gonna understand that struggle. People need to hear more stories.
Yes.
And that was the first story, and just interacting with people, and this is what this is about. Just interacting with people in that way was like, it changed me, bro. It changed me. So now it's like, I just didn't throw everything away. I just thought, okay, let me question everything that I believe. Not just on questioning you or the people who oppose me, but let me question what I believe in. Mm-hmm. And then line it, and then look at the Bible and see if I disagree with the Bible. See if I'm just reading it wrong. See, you know what I mean? What's the problem? And that's a whole lifetime of growth. I'm kind of on a rant right now. That's a whole lifetime
I hear what you're saying, though.
Yeah, it's a whole lifetime of growth, but the point was, you get to that point where you feel like you know everything you needed to know, and then all you do, and for me it was just like I wasn't useful. And when I got put in that situation just by getting that job with you, it was like it took me to where it's like, oh, I gotta just start questioning myself, and I broke down a lot of I had to break down a lot of stuff.
I think we on what you're saying, we need to meet people where they're at. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's what it is. Sometimes we want to bring people up to a certain standard to make it, oh, this is what a Christian is. Or, you want to be a Christian and this is what you got to be. I was talking with John, Pastor John, the other day, and he says he told me Spanish people especially.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, but it's true.
Yeah.
Spanish people don't want to hear you tell them about the gospel or whatever. Not saying that, of course, we're supposed to give the gospel. But what I'm saying is, people will believe you more if you're living with them.
It's easy. It's easy. I was telling people, I was like,
you have to dine with them. You have to hang out with them. You got to go to their parties. This
is the thing that I learned. It's even, I'm going an even deeper level. I'm even offended that you're saying them. We're not offended like that.
But I mean like Spanish?
No. But them is separating you from, because you learn the same way they learn.
Yes.
So like and this is one.
No, I hear you. I hear what you're saying.
Well, not only that, but like no, it gets a little deeper. Him and me talk about. He knows where I'm going. Jotty off camera, by the way. He knows where I'm going. I think even the whole sacred and secular divide, the way that evangelical Christians in America view it today, is not only unbiblical, it's wrong, and it leads to the us and them, and that's what I mean. Mm-hmm. And so then it's like, so if you look at me as them and you say, hey, I'm gonna go and dine with them, I'm like, I don't want to hang out with you if I'm them. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem. It's deeper than just, this is what we have to do. It's like, no, this is who I have to be, because it's easy for me to say, hey, you're just gonna come over to my house for 2 hours and basically have free reign. You're gonna talk to me on a podcast, and then we share some burgers, and our kids are gonna chill, and you know what I mean. No matter where you're at, no matter if you're gay, the one girl, I forget her name, but I don't care. Am I going to be like, once you see that, I could tell her I'm a Scientologist. She'd probably follow me. I'm not gonna do that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, so,
no, I hear what you're saying. Like, it's true when you cause that. You already put a barrier when you're saying us.
Yeah, like it's in. I believe it's in evangelical like thinking, and so I always say to people, I was like, man, the and everybody knows this. The best Christians are the ones that just begin. Because they're still there. They still know how the world goes. But then what happens is you start
theology.
Well, no, it's not theology. It's the church, bro. It's theology is a part of it, but also the church, man. Like they have this culture. Because remember, there's some people that are like this that aren't theology heads. They're just Pharisees, anyways, because their heart is hard. You know what I mean? Like straight up. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but I don't know how any way to talk. I'm sorry.
I hear you.
Sorry, but yeah. I've got a rant, but I'll let you go ahead and take that drink. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's deeper than that. Where I've kind of pinned it is like the sacred and secular divide. It's like, this is secular music, or this is secular this, and it's like, that's all market if you think about it. Like, like most of it separates markets. Like, why does the church look at it this way? Like we have our neighbors, like it's easy. We're just human beings, and I call it like love grenades. I love people. Christians want to say that they're loving, but they kind of just, I love you, boom, and then let that blow off and run away. You know what I mean? But you're not there. So those facts don't matter. Those facts have to have feet. I'm done.
No, I understand
what
you're saying.
What do you feel about that?
Well, I hear what you're saying, and it's true. We have to be. But what do you say when the Bible is telling us though to be holy and to? What do you think about that?
I think holy means separate, like God, right? Because what holy means is like separate, something totally different, something other. So, right? So that's what we have to be. What I realize is, no matter if you're whatever religion, whatever political party, the same thing haunts people. They all do the same thing, and not just not this ominous sin, but like the fact that people don't naturally show grace, like we've been talking about. Like people don't naturally show mercy. That we all want to receive it, but we all are blind that we don't give it.
Okay.
Tracking your question.
The fact that the Bible is asking
that's what
us
it's holy.
to be separated.
So what I think what separated means is that you're actually showing that love, mercy, and grace, and that's the difference. The thing that we were talking about. That's the holiness, not just because the thing is, when you think about holy and separate, even the things that the church has told us that separate from them aren't even in the Bible. Cussing.
Yeah.
If you're free to do that or not. Or, drugs. And now we know more about drugs. Even the name drugs are put on certain drugs is wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so even those things that, like, they were cultural things. They were just cultural. They weren't anything that was biblical. So then we let those things now separate us from people.
Wow. Okay.
And now the antidote's not there.
Yeah.
Like, bro, and again, people who aren't Christians, I don't want you guys to feel like offended, like somebody's trying to push anything on you. The only thing I'm trying to push on you is the actual principles of what I just said. Those
love,
the grace, love, yes. Like and then know what the funny thing
fruits
about
of the spirit.
I was just about to say the funny
Fruits
thing is, so you see how clear it is in the Bible. With the fruits of the spirit mean is if you have a spirit and you're in God's spirit, you will look like this.
Yes.
But then that list. You can't throw those with grenades. You can't throw those with grenades.
No.
You learn through screwing up. You learn
love is unconditional and continually being there. Yeah. Bro. I hear you, man. Walking alongside somebody.
You know, so my thing is even the definitions of
that was good. I didn't see things in that way, but by what you said there, but
well, that's what I'm saying. Even the definitions of what we think is holy is like something that's just something that only happens in America. But if you go to a church in China or in a church in somewhere else, it's gonna be different, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not because cultures are different. So the thing is, those things I think that God has left open to the Holy Spirit for you to figure it out. You know what I mean? And that's the adventure of walking with Him. But there are things that are solid. You know what I mean? But even then, that's what grace is for. Because when you slip on those things that are black and white, those laws that are objective, you can get back up and learn from it and keep on moving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.